Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Podcast with Peggy McColl. Peggy is a world-renowned wealth, business, and manifestation expert, as well as the best-selling author of the brand new book, The Demand Principle. Are you ready to manifest your dreams? Tune in now. Welcome, everyone. In this episode of the Manifestation Podcast, Peggy shares how you can increase your awareness to attract more success. This is taken from a live Q&A call. Enjoy.
Here with you. And what I suggest you do is grab yourself a seat, get comfortable. We're going to be investing a little bit of time here together to do a couple of things. The first thing that we're going to be doing is I'm going to share with you how to get into the feeling state of your desires, of your wishes fulfilled. That is the first thing we're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, that's probably the most important thing you will ever learn in the field of personal and professional development is how do you get into the state of the feeling of your wish fulfilled? And then I'm going to be addressing some questions. Good evening to you, or good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it is. I know we have folks that are joining us from all over the world, and I want to welcome you. I'm seeing some very familiar names that are on the call as well, so I'm delighted to be with you. So as I said, we're going to be talking about how to get into the feeling state of knowing that your wish is already fulfilled or that your goal is already manifested in your life. That is the topic of today, and I'm going to be addressing some questions as well. You know, for 41 years, I've been studying personal development, and I've found that the process of going through the understanding of how to really get our life working is an unfoldment. It really is an awareness exercise. And I remember learning that very early from Bob Proctor is that it's really all about awareness. And recently I heard somebody ask him the question, how can I accelerate my results? How can I produce better results in a more timely way or faster? And his answer was to increase your awareness. So if you're here right now, and I know we've got a number of folks that have joined us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube as well, is that you're here to expand your awareness. And I'm here to help you expand your awareness and to share with you some of the things that I've learned that have really made a powerful and a positive impact in my life and on my results. So that's something that you'd like to do, then absolutely stick with us for this 30 minutes that we're going to be here together and get ready to not only take notes, but to also follow through. It's really really important. Welcome. I saw Celine's message welcoming everyone. It's really important that you follow through. So it's not enough to just get on calls or to do the training or to attend live events or listen to programs and understand it and develop that awareness. You must apply it. So awareness is a critical part of success, but application is just as important because you may know all of this. You may know how to create success in your life. You may be aware of what those steps are. And in all sincerity, I see many people online that are spewing the words of how to be successful and they're teaching concepts, etc. But I know from results that they're not exactly experiencing the success that they would desire. And I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying it is the way it is. So the thing to remember is that when you're in a point or at a stage of manifesting results in your life, there's going to be an investment of time, energy, effort, and there's also going to be a period of time that's going to elapse before these things manifest into form. But your responsibility is to understand these materials and to apply these materials and to follow through religiously or consistently on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So today we chose the subject of having you connect to the feeling states of experiencing the goods that you desire in your life. Now we're sitting here today, I'm back at home and I'm in my office here. And I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was walking down the hallway to get a glass of water from the kitchen. And my husband was in the other room and he wanted to show me something. And I was thinking about one of the things that I love about this home is the privacy of my office. And so Danny's in the other room and he's with our doggies and he may be watching sports or he might be doing some studying. He's into golf and improving his golf game. So he's been online studying some courses, some course materials. And I don't hear him and he doesn't hear me. And why I mention that is that this home that we're in right now was a manifestation. And part of that manifestation and part of the process to manifest your results in your life involves deciding what you would love and then getting clarity on what that really looks like if you have the clarity or if you know what the clarity is. So an example is in a home, right? A dream home as an example. So I knew from having several homes before that what I was looking for was a spacious home that had the privacy of an office where I can be working in my office and my husband can be in the other part of the house if he's watching his sports or whatever, or doing his thing. And we don't actually conflict with each other as far as the noise level is concerned. And also to be in a home that I felt really good in, that I love the quality of the home, that I wake up in the morning and the first thing that I look at is, a beautiful view, and to really enjoy the experience of being in our home and to share it with family and friends, etc. Also earlier today, I was putting away some of my grandson's things in his room, in his closet. He's got a beautiful home here in our closet in our home here. We have 7 bedrooms. So I have a bedroom that's designated just to James, and it's filled with all of his things. So those are all part of the vision, right? Of what I saw in advance of making the decision to purchase. So whatever your goals are, it's important that you're connecting to what it really looks like so you can have that clarity of the vision, and more importantly, what it feels like. Now, many people ask me the question, how do I get to the point of feeling that my goal has already manifested? And there's a very simple answer to that. And I want you to understand that this answer may be simple, but it might not be easy. And I'll explain in a moment why it might not be easy. But I also have found that most people aren't doing this. So if you're doing this, great, then you're in total manifestation mode. If you're not doing this, then you're out of alignment, you're out of manifestation mode, and you're not going to manifest what it is that you want. And that is by imagining that whatever it is that you desire is already yours. So you use your imagination. So the secret to experiencing the emotional state of whatever it is that you desire is through your imagination. Now, I've also seen questions that have been asked, and I actually received one today, that is a question that says something like this, that some people find it hard. And I want to say that if you think it's hard or you think it's easy, you are absolutely right. So I would start to declare that it's easy and that you're finding it very easy. Before we got on our call today, I have a journal that I keep on my desk here. It's a wonderful leather-bound journal. It's a rather thick one. And this is a journal that I've dedicated to writing my top goal, which I carry on a goal card. And I've dedicated this journal to writing out my goal statement multiple times a day. And while I'm writing it out, I'm also saying the affirmation with enthusiasm. And so I'm saying the affirmation with total enthusiasm, but I'm really feeling it. But there's a couple words, actually, there's a few words in my statement that really invite emotion. And so those words that I'm using in my statement are words like easily. So I'm easily, because my goal is an earnings goal, so I'm easily earning. I also talk about how happy I am, and I talk about how grateful I am. But here's the key, and I want you to really understand this. If you are doing the same thing, maybe you're already have a goal card, or you've written a goal out, or you're doing visualization, or you have a vision board, or you are reading affirmations every day, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing, that you've got to feel it. You've got to really feel emotionally that that goal has already manifested in your life. And so if it's a goal that you've never manifested in your life, it's going to take some practice. It's going to take some play, if you will. Like when I think about the book that I wrote called Your Destiny Switch, which is a book that was published by Hay House. And when that book went into, actually before the book even went into production, I decided it would be a New York Times bestseller. What I did was I created a visual to support that outcome. by going onto my bookshelf and taking an emblem of New York Times bestseller off of another book. I cut it off. I actually took the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad and took my scissors and cut out the gold embossed emblem of New York Times bestseller. And then I pasted it or glued it on top of my color copy of my book cover for Your Destiny Switch. And then I went to the Office Depot store and I made multiple color copies. Another thing that I did was I went online to the New York Times bestseller list, which anyone can access online. And I did a copy paste with their logo and put it into a Word document and erased the name of the book that was there as a New York Times bestseller. And I put on my book, my name, so that I printed it and had it on my desk. It's actually in my drawer still. And so what you're hearing is I made a declaration, made a decision that this is the outcome that I desired. I created visuals to support it. And I said, I am a New York Times bestselling author. I'm happy and grateful to be a New York Times bestselling author, but I felt it, right? I really felt it. Now, at first, it was, a feeling that I hadn't had before because I'd never had experienced that before, but I focused on feeling it over and over again. So when my agent actually called me to tell me that the book had made it on a bestseller list or on the New York Times bestseller list, I was jumping up and down like I was on a pogo stick, but I noticed something. And what I noticed is I wasn't feeling any different. So when you manifest your goal and you have that goal, you shouldn't be feeling any different. So if your goal is to win an Emmy, and then when you win the Emmy, you shouldn't feel any different than you already did. You should feel it as if it's already here. And that's really the secret. So and I think a lot of people think it's more complicated than that, and it's not. I was reading today in my study time, I was reading from one of my favorite books from my favorite author, Neville Goddard, and it's a chapter called The Power of Assumption in a book called The Power of Awareness. And in this chapter, what Neville Goddard says is that all transformation begins with an intense burning desire. All right, so that's another thing. You've got to be absolutely in love with your goal. It must be a burning desire, Okay, so are you in love with your goal? And if not, you might want to check to make sure that you are in love with your goal. The next thing that he says is that you must make your future dream a present fact. So you got to believe it as if it's here now. And this is why when people ask me about setting their goals and writing their goals out on their goal card, that I always write now. I don't write some other date. I write now as if it's already done. And so it's a present fact. Then he says, you do this by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. And that's it. I mean, this is it, my friends. This is what you really want to do. So on my desk here in my office, I have this little wooden sign. I have one beside my bed as well that says, now that your dream is realized or fulfilled, how do you feel? Now that your dream is fulfilled, how do you feel? I've got another sign over there. I've got another sign over there. I put reminders around me to see it, to feel it. So I really want you to invest the time, the energy to get emotionally involved in your goal and to do these things. Simple, right? It's very simple to do these things every single day so that you are experiencing the results that you want. Okay, now I'm going to go to questions right now because we've had a number that were submitted in advance, and I know there's some more that are coming in right now. So the first question is a question that I see here that was submitted by Ismail. And it says, the process that I have to follow to plant my goal in my subconscious mind is the same process that I have to follow to get the same frequency of that goal. It's really using your imagination. That's the process. That's the process. All right. So the process that you have to plant your goal in your subconscious mind is using your imagination. It's thinking. And there's many different mental faculties. There's 6, in fact, but hold it with your will. Your will is another mental faculty. So you're using your imagination, you're using your will, and that's what you're focusing on. Alessandro says, a month ago, I stated the intention if my ex-boyfriend that split up with me a year ago loves me and it's possible to see each other again, I'd like that he shows up at the place I work. For me, it was sort of an impossible thing. And during the last month, I didn't think about this intention. And when I did thought negatively, as for instance, he will have a girl. Maybe he's not interested in me anymore, etc. And last Sunday, he came to my place of work. It's a shop, and he was very happy to see me, but he was with a girl. He introduced her to me, and when we spoke, she went around to shop, but I was so disappointed. He didn't say anything as I'm going to call you, and we said ciao and stop. I was disappointed for some days. Why I manifested the impossible at the same time with a different end result that I didn't ask, because I had some negative thoughts. It's the same thing that occurred to me with money. Sometimes I try to stretch my beliefs and ask for €1,000 free, or to have an idea to gain €1,000 and I don't manifest anything, or €10, or an idea for a few euro. And all the time I become frustrated. It takes me a while to regain my faith. Thank you so much. Understandable. Many people do this. So unless you're in alignment all the time, if you think negative thoughts, it's destructive, it's poisonous, and it doesn't take a lot to destroy what you've already planted. So as an example of that is, if you have a desire and you plant the seed, make a commitment that you're going to manifest that desire, and you focus on it as if it's been achieved, but yet you start to think, oh, it's not going to happen, or this is another scenario is going to unfold in a scenario that you don't want. You've just poisoned the results. It's like you go out in the garden, you plant the seeds, you give them some nurturing, and then you go out and you pour poison right on top. What's it going to do? It's going to kill it. You've got to start again. But you can start again. Every day we've got a brand new opportunity. Every moment we have a brand new opportunity. Just choose to be better at it. Just get better. I know I'm much better today than I was years ago. And I'm committed to getting better and better and better and better. Now I'm producing pretty phenomenal results, and I have a wonderful understanding of all these materials, but I never stop studying. And the reason why I never stop studying is I know with certainty that nothing is going to stay the same. So if you want better results, you have to get better. Now, it's not a matter of forcing, and it's not a matter of working harder. As a matter of fact, if you're relaxed and you're at ease, you will be producing far better than if you were stressed or uptight. All right. Now let's go to the next question that was asked. The next question is from Lucius. I'm sorry if I'm not saying the name properly. I've been to a few paradigm shift seminars. I study daily. I've grown, but I'm not satisfied. I find myself wasting tons of hours, but I'm still productive, just not as much as I would like to be. I find myself daydreaming and wasting an hour or two at the gym. How do I get out of this? Well, first of all, give thanks that you're frustrated. Frustration or dissatisfied can be a very great state to be in. Why? Because it'll stimulate growth. Dissatisfaction will stimulate growth if you have a desire to change your results. So get excited about it. Look at it a little differently. Just focus on what feels good and make a new decision that right now you're going to be more concentrated, more focused, more productive. If you have a Power Life script, which I suppose you do, and if not, get one. One of the things that you can mention in your Power Life script is that you're incredibly productive, that you get things done. I know that's one of my gifts. I'm incredibly productive. I just get stuff done. And I know that's why I continue to experience the results that I experience in my life. So I would head on over to powerlifescript.com. Just want to find my little sign here and get yourself set up with a Power Life script, because the Power Life script doesn't only help you with scripting out what your dream life is like, but it also helps you to build the belief systems, which are the paradigms, in order to produce the results that you want. So it's so much more than just a dream script. This is really about you. It's building your character, it's building your skill set, it's building who you are as if it's already done. So that's what I want to encourage you. And for those of you that are also using Power Life Script, I suggest you might want to evaluate your Power Life Script as well. I'm constantly updating my Power Life Script and making it better and better and better. I don't do it like every day, but I'll do it every once in a while, usually once or twice a month, depending on what I want to add. Okay, we've got a couple more questions here that have been asked, so I'm going to go to those next. Okay, so Ismail asked the question, when you visualize your monetary goal, what do you see in your mind? Cash, bank statement, check, maybe all of those things? It depends. It depends on what would you see. So for me, what I see is funds in the bank account. Now, if you're looking to generate money, then you may also see yourself doing things. Perhaps taking trips, perhaps building a beautiful home, perhaps buying a new vehicle, perhaps giving it away, perhaps helping family members out. So what do you see That's the better question. Put the question back to you. What are you seeing when you manifest the money that you desire? And that's what you focus on. All right. Ismail says, it seems that you have read many amazing books. Do you know speed reading techniques and do you recommend them? Personally, I don't know. I know Evelyn Woods has a speed reading program, which I've heard good things about. I have never taken it. And part of the reason is because I don't have a desire to speed read. I like reading slowly. As a matter of fact, I'll pick up books, and I'm surrounded by books right now. I'll pick up books and I'll just read a paragraph or two. This morning, I was on the phone with my wonderful friend, Anders Hansen, and we were reading from this book, Science of Getting Rich. And here's a paragraph I read this morning, and I actually stopped, and we stopped and discussed it after I had read it. And here's the paragraph. It's from a chapter called How Riches Come to You, and it's the book Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And here's the paragraph that I read. He said, your faith becomes invincible if you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of the supreme power for more complete expression. So what does that mean? What does that really mean? Your faith becomes invincible if you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of the supreme power. So we discussed it. And I believe what it means is that whatever you want wants you. I mean, God, universe, whatever wants you to prosper, absolutely wants you to prosper. So that's what I feel. It feels good, right? All right, great. So what's a trick for exercising my perception is Matt's question. What's a trick for exercising my perception? It would be to ask yourself some questions. So you can ask yourself a question. What's great about this? That'll change your perception. What's the blessing in this? What do I feel? What about this could cause me or causes me to feel good? What else could this mean? And of course, you only want to spin it in a positive way. So I would suggest asking yourself some really positive questions. That'll definitely help with perception. Matt says, when I'm having a tough day, old paradigms start to talk. How can I turn my day around? Excellent. That's a great question, Matt. I'm sure a lot of people have felt this way. I think one is to love yourself and just honor yourself. Let it go. It's in the past. We can't do anything about the past. We can only do something about this present moment. So recreate it. Another technique for that, Matt, is to revise your day. This is a powerful technique. It's another technique that I've learned from Neville Goddard, and it's called the revision process. And it's actually taught in the book called Awakened Imagination, which is also part of this version of the power of awareness, awakened imagination. So the revision process is where you revise your day. Let's say you didn't have a great day, or something didn't happen that you wanted to have happen, or something happened and it wasn't what you really desired, or something happened, it was a surprise. Revise your day. But when you're revising your day, you're revising it so that you're only experiencing what you want. That's what you're seeing. You're living in your imagination. The next question is from Sergio. We have been told never change the goal, only change the strategies. So what do you do if your affirmations and strategies don't work, or keep having persistence and discipline? Well, you can change your goal. I've changed my goal before. Like, you can change your goal. If you find that you've got a goal and you don't like the goal, or you want a better goal or a different goal, change your goal. Absolutely change your goal. There's no reason why you can't change your goal. But if you have a goal and you're finding you're not getting there, it might not be the goal that needs to be changed. Sure, it could be your strategies, but I think it's typically alignment is the bigger problem. Because when you're aligned, meaning you're feeling as if the goal has already been materialized, you're going to be shown the way. There's no question you will not be shown the way. You will be shown the way. So my suggestion is, what you want to work on is the alignment, feeling that that goal has already been manifested. So it could be something like, now that your dream is fulfilled, or now that my goal has been manifested, how do I feel? And then you live from that place. You live from the end result as if it's already done. All right. Trish says, if you find your actions are not working towards your desired outcomes, such as I want to be fit, but I put off going to the gym, is it an issue with my beliefs, or I don't desire enough? Yes and yes. It could be one of two. I love that you're asking the question. You know, what you can do is you can really connect to a greater reason why you want to do it, just to get leverage on yourself. Like, what's the purpose? Like, why is it that you want to get into great shape? What will it do for you? And then Set a date that you're going to go. Just go, like almost push yourself out the door to go to the gym. Or if you have a gym in your home, just make a commitment. Like one of the things that I find that really helps with sticking to new disciplines is I'll create a checklist and that I'm going to check off. I'll see it in front of me every single day. I'll also write things in my agenda as items that are scheduled in, and then I'll do them. So I schedule them into my agenda so that I know I will get it done. Also, another thing you can do, Trish, is get an accountability buddy. Get an accountability buddy that can hold you accountable, and you can hold them accountable for whatever it is that they want to accomplish as well. All right, Nick the winner says, how does one try make millions of dollars? How does one try? Well, there's no try. There's either you're doing it or you're not doing it. How does one make millions of dollars? There's multiple ways of making millions of dollars. Actually, I have a program called blank. Where's my brain? There we go. $1 million in a month. $1 million in a month. There we go. Thanks. I know Selena's typing that right now. So $1 million in a month is the program. And so check that out. But there's multiple ways of earning millions of dollars. Investments is one way. Starting your own business is another way. Creating an online presence is another way. There's so many different ways that you can do it. Okay. Christina says, what is the difference between daydreaming and manifestation? I don't think it could be the same. Sometimes when people are daydreaming, they're thinking about their manifestation. It could be the same. It might not be any different. It's very likely the same, but it depends on what they're daydreaming. So daydreaming, you might not be focused on exactly what you want, whereas manifestation, you might be focused on exactly what you want. So there might be a difference there. Tamara is asking me the question, what are my favorite books? I love that question, and thank you for asking. I would say that my favorite books are ones that I talk about often. This is probably my number one favorite of all time. It's called Feeling is the Secret, and it'll take you about half an hour to read. It's a very fast read, and it's by Neville Goddard. And like you'll notice in this book, if you can see this, I have it highlighted and written in and dog-eared, and I love it. Like I just pick up this book. I always keep it on my desk, and I travel with it as well. And here I just opened up a page where I have a couple asterisks, and this paragraph or this sentence is circled, and it says, mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. All right. This is my favorite. Bettina just asked the question, which one's my favorite of Neville's? This is my favorite of Neville Goddard. Absolutely love that one. I have another book that's actually underneath. I have my husband's computer here, so I can do Facebook Live and YouTube Live at the same time. And so my husband's computer is sitting on top of a bunch of books that are on my desk. And I have another one here. It's a Neville Goddard book. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hang on here a second. This is some of my, Where are you, baby? There. This is one of my faves as well. Okay. Let me just get my page back here. Thank you, guys. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as high as it was a minute ago because I just knocked a bunch of books off. There, that's okay. Not as high, but not as even, but you guys get the idea behind it. All right, so here's another one. It's by Neville Goddard. It's called The Law and the Promise. The Law and the Promise. I have another one by Neville Goddard here on my desk called Infinite Potential. Infinite Potential. And then I have another Neville Goddard book right here on my desk called The Power of Awareness, which includes Awaken Imagination. So as you can see, I surround myself with my favorite books. I also have anything by Dr. Joseph Murphy is also some of my favorite books. I love his books. Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles is another one of my favorite books. Think and Grow Rich is one of my favorite books, a little more cerebral, but I do love it. I love that book. And so those are my favorite books. But if you said to me, Peggy, you have to go to an island and you can only bring one book with you. That's it. Just one book. Which book would you bring? I would bring this one. Feeling is the Secret. That even though it's small and it's slight, I love this book. I really think this is if you only read one book and that was it, and you can see how thin it is, right? It's a very, very thin book. This would be the one that I would take with me. And it's the book that I would absolutely read. Okay, guys, well, we're going to call it a wrap for today. We're just about at the bottom of the hour here. I just want to thank you for being here with me. I love serving you guys, love being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the questions that you've asked as well. Kathleen says, my son gifted me with a Neville Goddard reader for Mother's Day. Wow, all books in one reader. That is awesome. I love that. That'd be a great book to take away with you, Kathleen. I like that. All right, guys. Well, we will be back next week. We'll be doing some more live events with you to serve you. If you have questions, just know that we are here to address your questions and to help you. Our intention, our goal is to help you create everything that you desire in your life because you absolutely deserve it. So thank you for being here with me today. I look forward to seeing you again on another event in the very near future.
Thanks for tuning in to the Manifestation Podcast with Peggy McColl. Take your learning deeper by signing up for the free morning manifestation videos at morningmanifestation.com. And follow Peggy on all social media channels for daily updates. See you again.
To get my latest book, The Demand Principle, and to obtain all of the special bonus gifts, you can go right now to thedemandprinciple.com. Again, that URL is thedemandprinciple.com.